Hello, welcome to the technical part of the mini mentorship program. So today we'll be starting with the introduction to technical analysis. Throughout this technical level, you are going to improve your strike rate in the market, increase your risk to reward ratio, and you approach the market with extreme clarity, thereby knowing where to buy, where to sell, knowing where the market can potentially go to with clear market structure and approaching the market with a good risk to reward ratio. And if that's what you have been looking for, then stick with me to the end, as I am about to provide an insane value to you throughout this technical analysis, because it's not just going to be basics any longer. I am taking you now deeper into the real market itself. I am showing you how to perform the real technical analysis of the market and how to approach the market as a professional. If that is what you have actually been looking for, then stick with me to the end. Follow this program. Don't even joke with the introduction video, because it's so important. It is a guide to everything you're going to be learning throughout this mini mentorship technical analysis level. Let's actually dive into it. So what is technical analysis? We cannot be talking about technical analysis, just jump in it and I'll start showing you chart without actually trying to make you understand what technical analysis is all about. You need to actually understand what technical analysis is all about before I actually dive into the chart part. So what is that technical analysis we are talking about here? Technical analysis is the study of historical price data on the chart. It is the study of historical price movement in order to make accurate decision on what the market may do next in the future. You are just studying what has happened in the past in the historical data in order to make accurate decisions on what the market can do next based on what you saw on the historical data in the future. So technical analysis primarily relies on you analyzing the chart, which visually represent the historical price movement on the chart. So we're not going to talk too much about technical analysis. We're going to go straight to the point, and on what I know, it is very important for you to build your mind and get started with this program. We are going to cover some 3-step process throughout this program. This 3-step process is the way which you're going to be learning this program. If you can follow it very well, then you actually see success with your trading at the end of this program, if you can be able to follow this 3-step process which I am about to give you. The first thing you have to do is to make sure you watch the lesson. Make sure you watch the lesson very well, right to the end. The next thing is to rewatch the lesson and take down notes. When you watch the lesson to the end, rewatch it again and take down notes. Then the third thing is to rewatch the lesson now and add to the notes which you actually take down. So this is actually going to help you to be able to master this thing, because trading is something you have to approach it gradually, because trading actually is a marathon and not a sprint. It's not something that you rush very fast there. It is something you grow there gradually, because some people will come into trading and be thinking that their performance actually is going to be like them just coming, like somebody going to the gym first time and just pick the iron, you jig directly and you put it up. That's not how it works in trading. Trading is a gradual process. You have to go through process. Your performance is not actually going to be the way which you may be wanting it to be right at the beginning. So it is a process. So you need to come through it, follow those process, and when you go through those necessary process, then before you'll be able to see result. And those process are what I've been bringing to you right at the level of basics, and it's what I'm bringing to you right now, and it's what I'm going to be bringing to you in the future. In trading, actually, you have to follow the process. When you go to the gym first time, the first thing you need to go, or when you get there, is not by you just picking the iron and jigging it up like that. They should put you through process, because the iron might be too heavy for you to just pick and jig right up. So you need to go through the process. The first thing is the deadlift, where you are going to try as much as possible to be able to hold it to some specific level. The way you are able to hold it to that specific level, then you go to the click. So when you go to the clean now, where you try now to pull it up, which is not eventually going to be in the same day. You can do the other one another in a week, then another week following by the other one. Then before you go to the front squat, where you now try to pull it up. Then after the front squat, before you can actually go down to the overhead, where you are now going to finally pull the iron up. So it doesn't come with just you coming today and watching a single video and you think that you know about trading. It's a gradual process. Some people, it might take them 5 months. Some people will take them 6 months. Some people will take them 1 year. Some people will take them 2 years. But the problem is that if you're able to master the skill, you obviously become successful and you have the rest of the year. So it is worth giving that time and follow everything I'm going to be telling you right to the end. So let's actually look at the scheme of work we are going to use throughout this technical analysis. It is very, very important that when you want to dive into it, we should at least know the most vital topics which we are going to touch, which is what I want to bring to you right now. So we are going to start by building a solid foundation. You have to build a solid foundation for yourself. If you don't build a good foundation for your house will collapse. You cannot build a house on a foundation that is not strong enough. If your foundation is not strong enough, your house will eventually collapse. So when you want to build a house, you have to make sure that your foundation is strong enough to carry that house. And what are these foundations? Those foundations are the key pillars when it comes to technical analysis, which is what I am bringing to you right now. The first thing and the most important thing we are going to start with is what we call market structure. Market structure is the first and the most important pillar when it comes to you building a solid foundation in trading. With structure, you can be able to learn any other strategy. You can be able to trade anyhow. You can be able to anticipate the market direction. So without structure, you can never learn anything. But what happens is that where most traders want to get into Forex trading, the first thing they want to do is to go and learn a strategy. You don't learn a strategy when you don't know structure. So you have to build yourself, and you build yourself with what we're going to be showing you, which is market structure. When you understand market structure, which is your foundation, then the next thing is actually going to be supply and demand. So supply and demand now is now going to be the next topic. So supply and demand is like you raising your house. So without that foundation, you cannot be able to raise your house. So supply and demand now becomes the strategy which we are going to be teaching you after when we have built you with structure. And we are just going to try as much as possible to go deep, but not that too deep, because actually it's a free program. And if you want to actually be mentored by me, maybe you can consider joining our premium mentorship program. But this one is actually going to help you. Believe me, I know, because I know what I'm going to give you is going to help you to some extent, even if you don't have money. So you should consider giving an effort and you learn it. So after that, we are going to actually look at liquidity. So when you now build up your house, you now need to put doors and windows. Doors and windows is just like liquidity. Without those ones, you cannot actually slip into the house. So we'll teach you liquidity, teach you how to understand more about market liquidity in the market, understand a lot about institutional liquidity and everything built around liquidity, because liquidity is like the fuel of the market. So when you now understand more about liquidity, we are going to teach you entries, how to enter the market. And I said it's not actually on this program, but maybe in the future we are going to be covering them. And after entries, we also teach what they call management. So these are the pillars of trading. If you have been trading, or if you are trading where you don't have all of this, or your pillar is not good here, just know that it's not complete. You cannot have a complete trading approach, because if your foundation is not there, you cannot even build the house. If you have the foundation and you have built the house with supply and demand, without liquidity, entries and management, you cannot still be successful. If you have entries, management and liquidity and supply and demand without understanding market structure, there will still be problem. So that is why I said you have to build a solid foundation for yourself, and that is why this introduction to technical analysis video is very important, for you to have that knowledge on how you can do to best build yourself and build your mind to achieve success with your trading. So that's not all we are going to see on these basics. You might have seen this topic and you think that they are too big for you to study, or there are too many for you to study, but this is what you need if you want to become a professional, and you have to study them deeply. The earlier you start studying them deeply, the better for you. And because trading, actually, there is no shortcut. You must study. You must go through the right process if you want to succeed. There's no shortcut in trading. The only shortcut you have in trading is to avoid taking shortcut. There is no other shortcut. If you have been trying today, you are on retail, you are on trading chart pattern, tomorrow support and resistance, this charter, the Elliott wave, Fibonacci, CRT, any type of concept that is coming out, stop it. Pick one lane. If you know that I cannot help you, just maybe unsubscribe or leave the channel. But if you know that I can provide you with a value that will help you to learn, then you have to focus on one person. Because the earlier you focus on a single place and learn, the better for you. That is how you're going to do to get successful. But if you want to learn everything, you will not still be successful. The only shortcut in you becoming successful with your trading is to avoid taking any other shortcut, thereby maybe hearing about a trading signal, hearing about this guru is now doing this. So no, pick one person and focus, and that person is going to help you to achieve that consistency and profitability which you actually seek for. Because if your strategy is not built in a rules-based fashion where it has all information like the event, criteria number this happens, you execute or do nothing, criteria number this doesn't happen, you do nothing. If you don't have a mechanical way to approach the market like that, then it is very, very difficult for you to become a successful trader, which means any strategy you're going to be learning, you have to make it as mechanical. And I'm going to try as much as possible to make sure that the free value I'm going to be giving you to also be mechanical as possible. That will help you. But if you want to learn a complete mechanical trading approach, then you should consider getting our main mentorship program. But that should not worry you. Just stick with me and you wait for the next video, which I'm actually going to be bringing on or starting with market structure, because we're going straight to the point. We're going straight to the market structure, which is the foundation. I'm going to spend more time there, build you very well, so that you can now be able to master your market structure and apply it to whatever trading approach you use, so that you can actually improve your winning percentage in the market, improve your strike rate, improve how you approach the market, and approach the market with extreme clarification, understanding how the market is moving, understanding how structure is going. This is what this program is built on, and this is what is actually going to make you become successful. So I'm going to see you guys on the next, which is actually going to be market structure, basics of market structure. I'm calling it basics, but don't say I will only come to the advanced level of market structure. That basics is what it for those who already know. If you don't know, then give a try and you will testify. So if you can look at any of these other videos to actually make an improvement to your trading. As of now, continue to trust the process.